The House That Would Not Empty. Murray Station, KY. The pale woman from the window was standing before her door, her dark hair framing a face that held the weight of centuries. Her dress flowed around her as if it were woven from mist, and despite the chill that gripped the air, she exuded an unsettling warmth that caught my breath in my throat. My uncle took a step back, and in that moment I felt the pull of something ancient, something that belonged to this house, anchoring him like a ship to its mooring. He was lost in the echoes of his past, a time when he was not just Raymond, the man who farmed the land, but Raymond, the boy who lost his brother to a forgotten promise. "Raymond," the woman repeated, her voice lilting like a forgotten song, "come fetch your brother." She gestured gracefully, her fingers curling as if inviting him to step forward, to join her in a world that had long since been shrouded in shadow. Each of us held our breath. I could feel the weight of history bearing down on us, the air thick with the ghosts of dreams unfulfilled and promises broken. My heart raced as I watched Uncle Ray. He stood frozen, torn between the duty of his present and the haunting call of his past. "She can't have him," I blurted, my voice barely rising above a whisper, but it felt like a scream piercing through the silence. The words were a desperate plea, a lifeline thrown into dark waters. "He's gone, Uncle Ray. She can't take you too." For a moment it seemed that the world held its breath. The woman's gaze flickered to me, and I could have sworn I saw a flicker of something like sadness in her expression, a hint of regret, before it vanished into the shadows of her being. Her focus returned to Uncle Ray, and the moment stretched thin like the fog that wrapped around us. "Come," she urged, her voice weaving around us like a silken thread. "You've always known where I am." "Leave him be," I shouted, the words escaping in a rush. "He's not your brother." But she only smiled, a slow, sad smile that hinted at the stories she held, the secrets that coiled around her, like the vines climbing the neglected porch. "He is still a brother," she said softly. "He has always been one, just as you are." "Stop it," Uncle Ray cried, and with that he took a step back, as if stepping away from the precipice that beckoned him closer. "You can't have me. I'm not ready." The woman tilted her head, her dark eyes reflecting the light of a memory long forgotten. "You're not ready," she echoed, and somehow the words felt like an acceptance, a recognition of the battle within him. "But you will be. Don't you see? You have to remember." The air crackled with tension, a charged silence hanging between us. I could hear the dull thud of my heart, the frantic rhythm of fear pounding in my ears. Uncle Ray's expression shifted as he fought with the shadows of his past. And I realized then that he was not just battling with whatever lay behind that door, but with all the ghosts that had haunted him since he lost his brother. "Remember what?" he asked, his voice strained. "What am I supposed to remember?" "Remember how to let go," the woman said, her voice a caress. "To forgive yourself for the sins of a child. You've carried them long enough." The words settled over us like a veil. My heart twisted as I watched my uncle struggle, the weight of grief and the shadow of the past threatening to pull him under. He was caught in the undertow of the memory, seeking the brother he had lost, the bond that had been severed all those years ago. "Ray," I implored, stepping closer, desperate to anchor him back to the present, to the living. "You can't go with her. You're alive. You can't let her take you." A flicker of recognition crossed Uncle Ray's face, and he seemed to break from the spell that held him captive. "Tommy," he whispered, the name nearly escaping him like a sigh. "I've missed you, brother." "Remember us," the woman urged, her voice softening, almost motherly. "Remember what it means to live again." "Tommy!" Uncle Ray suddenly shouted, and I could feel the rawness of his heart breaking free. "I'm sorry. I always thought it was my fault. I should have saved you." The woman's expression softened further, and her fingers brushed against the air before her, as if coaxing something long dormant to awaken. "To forgive, you must remember. Not just the day you lost him, but the days you shared. The laughter, the joy. Reclaim your memories, Ray." And then, as if the very fabric of time unraveled around us, the fog began to shift, swirling like a tide. The house groaned, and suddenly, the atmosphere felt alive, charged with energy, with the echoes of laughter that seemed to rise from within the walls. I heard the sounds of children playing, the carefree shouts of boys chasing each other into the summer sunshine, the laughter that had once filled the halls of that house. "Raymond," the woman said, her voice gentle but firm, "you need to choose." And in that moment I saw my uncle's face, the pain and regret etched deep in his features, the longing for the brother he had lost, and the realization that the woman was offering him something he had not dared to hope for, the chance to remember, the chance to let go. The house behind her pulsed with the life it once held, and I felt the tension shift, the pull of the past loosening its grip on my uncle. It was a moment suspended in time, a decision waiting to be made. "Come back to us," I whispered, feeling the tears prick at the corners of my eyes. "Don't leave me. Don't leave us." Uncle Ray turned to me, his expression torn but resolute. "I can't forget him," he said, his voice strong, "but I can't keep holding on to the past either." The woman in the white dress seemed to smile, and the light around her shifted, becoming brighter as hope flickered anew. "You can honor him by living," she said softly, "by remembering the joy he brought to you." He took a step back, away from the porch, and then another. "I remember," he said, his voice firm. "I remember what it was like to laugh, to play. I will remember him that way." In that instant, the atmosphere shifted, the weight of the house lightening as if the shadows that had clung to it for so long were dissipating. The woman's form began to shimmer, her edges blurring like smoke, as she retreated into the house, the door closing softly behind her. The fog began to lift as Uncle Ray stepped away from the homestead, the warmth of life flooding back in as we turned to leave. As we walked away, I could feel a sense of release, of freedom, as the memories we had reclaimed began to weave a new tapestry of hope. "Ray," I said, looking up at him, "are you—" "I'm okay," he replied, his voice stronger now, "better than I've been in a long time." And as we walked, I felt the weight of the past begin to fade, the bond of love and remembrance, overcoming the shadows that had lingered for too long. The house that would not empty slowly fell behind us, and for the first time, it did not feel like a curse, but a place of healing, a house that remembered, but now also allowed space for new memories to take root. We left the lane behind, the sun breaking through the fog, and as we stepped out into the daylight, I knew we had not just escaped the past, but embraced the future waiting ahead. Read the full story at AmericanGhostStories.com.